to the Bearded Bama Bushcrafter. I am out and about today. First of all, I want to show y'all a new tool that I have recently gotten. Oh gosh, it hurt me. Who knows what this is? I know what it is, and I bet some of you do too. I've got to get this head off. I've got a new handle. This handle, okay. This is a Wood Adz. I've been wanting one of these for a long time, and they're kind of hard to come across, but I got this one, and I'm going to put this new handle. And this handle has been rode hard and put away wet. It's got a nail in it here, if you can see that, and some nails in the head. This thing slides on. I got a new handle, and it's going to slide up, and I'll probably have to whack the access off. Yeah, babe?
What are you doing after this?
What?
What are you going to do after this?
I'm going to beat you up.
No, actually.
Actually, I'm going to beat you up.
Are you going to go away?
Yep, we're going to go over there after a while. You going with me? So I got to see about getting this head off. Beat you up over there too. Hey, do me a favor. Go in there and tell your mom to turn those outside lights on, because we don't need them right now. See how they're on down there? All right, thank you. That boy. Got some ideas for today. And this one is something that I've been wanting to get done. I think I'm going to build a canoe. That would be a good project if I could find me a nice big poplar tree. Lay it down somewhere and do an old style dugout canoe. This would be the tool for it, and also doing some burning in it. I've seen that done before, and it's pretty cool. And be fun. A friend of mine, some years ago, we had talked about doing it as a project, but we never got around to it. So it's just one of those things that never happened. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get about getting this head off out of this old handle. I'm gonna have to whack that off with this hacksaw, and then see about getting this down. All right, let's see how this goes. I'm waiting for a tool to help me knock this head off. I got the nail cut off. Not quite sure what my cousin had in mind there, if he did that. But my plan is to take my mallet and hopefully got this cinched enough and just kind of knock this down to where I can loosen it and take it off this old handle. I need to learn to make handles. Be a lot cheaper. Alright, that worked like it's supposed to, but I'm running into the issue with the nail there. Got it off. So if I can remember, yeah, get that crook right. It's a much longer handle. I wonder how old that handle is. Looks like it was maybe cut, broken, or something one time and worked down. Get more work on this longer one. I'm not sure how this is going to work. I ordered this handle and I measured the head, and this is what they sent me. That's a lot of handle. That's not going to fit up in that head. I like going in stores and buying stuff. Guess we can see how far I don't know. That's just don't look like. I may just take a rasp and work that down some, and see how that goes. It's the thing about ordering. I like being able to go in the store, and if I needed to, take this in there. But I don't know. I have looked around for these rasp.
What's this?
It's a pickaxe.
Oh.
I use it for trapping. What are you gonna do with it? Huh?
Nothing.
Well, then where are you going with it?
I'm not going nowhere with it.
Please don't hit yourself with that.
I'm not.
Okay. The wood ads. So I don't know. I've never seen these in the stores. So I'm gonna see about working on this a little bit, getting it, because this was the size, and that's how much is on this. It's kind of fat. Yeah. Whew. Kind of gives you an idea. You can see that. That ain't that much, really. Let's see what we can get done. I need that head to go up and get flush up in here. So I'm going to take that rasp and work this, and we'll see how it works. Ooh, that makes me sweat. Working that rasp. As cool as it is, I got hot. I'm going to have to work on this a little at a time, because I don't want to take too much off. It's the old rule. Measure twice and cut once. Same here. Of course, I'm not measuring. I gotta get that down. That's gonna be a lot of wood to remove. That little boy right there. What are you doing? You don't know? Don't cut your finger with that. He's got a pair of my lobbing shears, and off he goes. He had this earlier. This dead blow hammer. He likes the tools. Of course, he don't use them for, typical little boy. I'm gonna go tear something up with it. Man, I'm up here, and I got so many things I need to get finished. I need to finish this. This piece of wood I got up out of Deep Creek in Bryson City, and I've got a handle for it somewhere over here. I even got me a shield. I just need to get, I think I even got the little ferrule cut for it. Yeah, polish that up, and I've got a Haynes handle. Y'all familiar with the Haynes handles? I don't know where it is right now. It's somewhere around here, unless it got walked off. That thing, it happens around here. You got little feet that come and get it. Like this one right here. Y'all been up here messing around?
No.
No?
Are you messing with that hammer?
Okay, what are you going to do with it? Oh, okay. Be careful with it. Definitely a learning curve for me, and I don't know if I got the head on right. If it's supposed to be that way, or if it's supposed to be that way. Thought I remembered, and it seemed like this would be, but I don't know. Kind of feels off balance that way. Not familiar with wood ads, other than things I've seen in videos. Little boys. What are you hitting now? Son, you better stop throwing stuff towards the rabbit hutch. What'd you just hit then?
I just hit that water barrel.
Stop throwing. Boy, busting up cinder blocks with one of my mallets and then throwing them. Makes me want to hit him side the head. Alright. I'm done with this little project for now. I'm going to get into other things. Alright, I guess I had put this is the Haynes handle. Goes up on the harness of a mule, a horse. The ropes drape over it. But I had worked on this some time ago, and I got it where it'll fit. Just got to put some screws in it, some good glue, and this is going to make a fine little walking cane. Yeah, look at that. That'll fit. I'll work that in there so that fits good. But I've got to get all that glued proper and the screws put in place. And then I've got to put that little copper ferrule on the end. And it's going to make a nice walking stick. Something I can bust you side the head with. He needs a good bust inside the head. So, need to get on that. Alright. Alright, just something I wanted to try. With my Wazoo. And that's the company, Wazoo. My Viking sharpening stone. I know in the video it shows them wetting it and all. But I've used it dry. And see how it does here. Just a little. Probably would be better for me to get a good file out. Oh, that's honing up right there. It's all about the angle. All about the angle. Yeah, it's putting an edge on it. I always like to come over the back and kind of do that a little bit too. I'm just messing around here. That's putting an edge on that thing. I'd like to find out the history. I guess I just need to talk to my cousin about it. He would know. I guess he would know. He was at one time taking the pine heart out of longleaf pine. He's got some over there. He's wanting me to make some split rail fences. I have never made a split rail fence. But he made some years ago. And he's got some. This wood is cured. It's solid. And it's probably 3 or 4 pieces in there, about 20 feet long. And I'd like to get over there and make some split rail. Yeah. That's putting a little edge on that thing. These are pretty cool, by the way. These little Viking stones. Then I got my little ferro rod and a little ceramic striker. Must have for all you outdoors enthusiasts. I'm going to work on this, clean this head up. It's in good shape. You can see a little bit of nicks and all on it. I've seen these things used as hose for the dirt. And woodworking, doing big jobs like when you're working with logs. What's the word? Hewing a log. Alright, I'm about to head down to the shelter. Get into something down there. I haven't been down there in a while. Well, I've been down there, but I hadn't hung out in a while. Alright guys, I made it down to the shelter and I was going to get a fire going in my little stove here. This will be the first fire of this fall season. And I realized something. This is something that could happen to any one of us. What do you do? Let's break this down. I normally just remove these little things. That's just kind of a waste. And see now, the striker. What is it? Ferrocerium. I'm not saying that word right. Ferro rod. There's a tiny one in there. So what we'll do, we'll break this down. And I guess I could use this piece of wood right here. Something to get you a little place to catch your, kind of like if I was to use this, you know, scrape this off, get it in my little fire bundle, and strike it, spark into it. Same thing here. Hey boys. Alright, so I'm going to cut this in half. or put our part of it off. Do it up here because that would be stuck. Don't give me much. Let's see. All right. That cuts to a point. But see, that's not made for cutting plastic. Bum, 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 bum. Same thing with that one. I always like practicing in the safety of shelter. There we go. Boom. All right. And this is what I like doing here. Let me find my file. Always good to keep tools on you. And you can take this and you can make your little fine shavings here. And this takes a little, this is a process. But here again, when you're doing things that are of a survival mode, it's best to not be in a hurry. It's good to take your time and just sit here and work on it. And I'm not going to make this whole long video on me doing this. Alright guys, this is something you definitely want to practice. I have never used an old Bic lighter, and I've broke it down. I've even taken this guard off. And I have taken my knife and used to scrape, just like you would, you know, kindling, because that's your tinder source. And it works, but it seems like this has a little bit of static buildup because of the plastic, so it kind of sticks to the knife more. And then I am not seeing the dust coming off, and I've got this on a white piece of cardboard. You watch those videos, man, and they just sit there and they, and I think all those things are staged, because I'm sitting here going through this from the videos that I've watched over the years. The first time I ever saw this was with Dave Canterbury, and that's been probably 10 or 12 years ago. Of course, he gets his ideas. There's nothing new under the sun, folks. So what I'm doing is not new. It's new to me. Maybe, okay. So I'm going to pause it here. I guess this is an issue that I'm running into, is I'm not seeing the dust build up off that little ferro rod. And I'm got that little action going with my thumb. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to have me a piece of fat lighter. I'm going to make me a match out of it. Because if I get a flame going, I want to get a bigger flame. And I want to have a sustainable flame to light the stove with. So, it's a process. I believe this is a process that I would not want to depend on if I were in a survival situation and I was stressed and probably on the verge of going in shock. This would be a difficult one. I don't even know if this is going to work. You have to be careful. Also, when you're striking, not to hit your material and slap it everywhere. There's all kind of variables here that will work against you. So we're going to see if this will light. Obviously, I don't have enough of that ferro, that dust. See, it's not igniting. This is a lot harder than what those videos are showing. A lot harder. See, I don't even know if I'm getting dust off of it. When I put it out here, I don't even see it coming off. And I got a white piece of cardboard. Should be able to see that little bit of black dust. And maybe it just takes a really long time to sit here. I guess it is coming off. It's just, I'm going to keep working at it. We'll see what happens here. I bet you I've been here for close to half an hour. I'm going to mark the time and I'm going to start doing this, and I'm going to go for about 5 minutes and we'll see how much dust that gives us. Alright guys, welcome back to the world of reality. I've been sitting here for a few minutes with some fat lighter and see how the plastic, there is, I gotta be careful, that blade's real sharp. I like my new Condor knife. This is the Nesmic. I've had it for a couple of months now. Real cool knife. Condor, I think this is $60 or so. So I've been here scraping this is Heartwood fat lighter, and just been doing this for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and just getting, you know, a little bit for an ignition source. And, you know, trying to strike this, it's quite a bit. Thing that I'm finding here also is your thumb is wanting to move and knock your pile loose. You're going to need some of that ferricium. So I'm going to take this, and there's a good little rod here, and I'm going to put some on this pile, and we'll see how this works. Alright, this is going to be interesting. You gotta be careful because, man, this knife, it'll. So I can't see the dust. And you gotta have good lighting. Of course, I'm out here in natural lighting. It is 3:39 in the afternoon, and it's cloudy. It's in the low 50s. It's wet. It's been raining. I do have this dry shelter. So let's see how this is going to do. Now all of a sudden I can't get that to work. Alright. See, I hit my pile. You saw that, and it scattered it. This is very interesting. Just goes to show you when you're watching these videos, I do believe a lot of those things that these people are doing on their videos, they doctor it up. Because that's a bigger piece of ferro rod. And I've started fires with this real easy. So, but right now it's kind of like, no, not today, boy. That's interesting. See, and that's even knowing this piece of equipment. I'd be in a pickle if I was really stressed. See, I'm not stressed here because I'm safe. Here again, boom, instant. That's why I highly recommend you always keep this on your person. And you will not be without fire for the most part. So, this is a good learning curve here for me. And I'm glad I tried this out. I wanted to do this. And still want to try to get this going, but it's taking a lot of that dust. It's interesting. Interesting. All right, just goofing around my stove. You saw me light that piece of fat lighter. It's rolling out of there. So I've got the stove heating up, warming the flue up. It's cool to sit down here and have a fire going. All right, I'm gonna work on this some more, and I'm gonna see if I can get that little bit of bundle to ignite. It kind of frustrates me when I'm not able to get something to work like it should. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, I'm back, and I've got my Wazoo Fire Striker necklace. And I'm starting to even question it, so I was sitting here scraping some of the rod off. I mean, this is definitely, hey, question. Okay. Boom. Uber living. This is the big one. I've started a mini fire with this thing. Testing things out. See, I've started fires with my necklace, but it's been like starting the grill. And I would put lighter fluid and then strike it, of course. What are the three fire elements? Fuel, heat, and an ignition source. All right. The Uber living came through. Look at that. Yes. Very questionable. I wouldn't want to depend on it. Ooh, very questionable. And now I even question this. And I wear it daily. And I've called myself using it. I am learning more and more each day. So you check that out. Let me get this going here. Just bear with me a second. It's about burnout. Got my little candle, a fat lighter. Always have your fat lighter. Alright guys. It's been an interesting little video. I hope everyone enjoys it. And that's the plastic burning there. But it took my big ferro rod. This stuff about starting fires with a broke down lighter out of fluid. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's going to take a lot of preparation, a lot. And I don't know, because I was sitting there scraping that lighter, getting up, and the plastic was sticking to the knife, and I believe that was from the friction and created static electricity. I even wound up putting fat lighter in it. This fire's still going. That's the thing about that plastic. It's going to burn longer. So, I'm glad I did this today, because it really has taught me something. And it has opened my eyes to a lot of things that we walk around thinking in our head that we're capable of. So I would not want to depend on a big lighter that is out of fluid as a a way for me to start a fire unless I had plenty of prep time. You're not going to just take that lighter apart and scrape it and then and you're going to have a fire in a few minutes. It's going to take a long time. So I think a lot of these videos that we're seeing, people are doing things. They're probably putting some other type of ignition source in there, and they're building their bundle up. I watched one video and the guy had a brown lighter. I think it was brown, but his pile of dust looked like fat lighter dust, and he did his little thing, and then all of a sudden it started. And I've seen so many of them just kind of recirculating through TikTok, through YouTube, Instagram, and even on Facebook on some of the pages that I follow. So I'm glad I did it. It was failure, but it's also success because it's taught me be prepared. And you're not going to beat a big lighter that is in good working condition, that has fuel in it. So always keep a big lighter on you. And these little Exotac carry containers, I highly recommend that. It keeps your lighter dry, and it keeps it from the button being pressed and fuel being put out while it's in your pocket. Protects it. So get you one, put your big lighter in it, keep it on you. Let it be part of your EDC. This is a lifesaver. You do so much with fire. This other stuff, this is what it is. It's a lighter that doesn't work, and it's a lighter that'll get you in trouble if you've got that in your pack and you're going to depend on that for your fuel source. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. If you're not following along, please hit that subscription button and hit that bell. So anytime I make a video, I guess you'll get a notice. I've done that with some people and I hardly ever see them. So just kind of weird things on this platform. And fire burnout. That was a fail. But it was a success and knowing what I can put my trust into. And I'm going to mess around with that a little more. But I'm glad that I sat down here in the safety of this shelter. I'm dry. I'm comfortable. I just ate me a big old steak sandwich that my wife made me. So I'm good. Can you imagine being out in that wet? It's getting dark and it's cold. It's going to get down into the 40s tonight, which I know that's not real cold. But if you're wet and you don't have a dry spot, that's going to be miserable. Hypothermia could get you and you could succumb to the elements. All right, guys, y'all take care. We'll see you later.